friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my June faves and fails. But first I have a little update from me to you about kind of moving forward over at least the next few months. Over the next few months, I am really excited because I have invested in a new camera that I just got in, and I'm going to be learning some new editing techniques. I'm going to be using a different software, a whole thing, but in order for me to grow and achieve some of those goals I have for myself and my channel here, I need to cut back on the amount of days I post. And I hate doing that because I always hate when my favorite YouTubers start backing off posting, because it's kind of like, well, one of the few forms of positive entertainment I have sometimes, because there's not much on TV right now. But also I miss them like they're my friends, and I'm gonna miss posting as much for you guys because you're my friends. But in order for me to really take some time and help my channel improve, I need to learn new techniques. I need to learn new camera equipment. I need to learn new editing software. All of the things that I've really wanted to do for about 2 years now, I've not had the time to, because if you're new here, you may not know, I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I have a full-time plus job right now. My company is very essential in the crazy climate of the world at the moment, so my work has actually tripled. So I feel like I've been in this weird balance since COVID started of trying to please everybody. Please my day job that I love and that pays my bills and takes care of me as much as I take care of them, and you guys. This has kind of turned into a little bit of a full-time job on top of a full-time job. Both are equally important to me, but both take just the same amount of time, and I'm one person. I don't have a team. I am one little person here on this huge platform. And in order for me to grow and get better at my craft and what I love to do, I'm gonna go down to posting once a week. I'm not disappearing. I'm not pulling a Jenna Marbles and just leaving the whole platform. I'm going to be here just once a week now for a while. I don't know how long that's going to be. I wish I could tell you, but the way the world has been this year, I feel like I've just been chasing my tail so much. And I know so many of you have reached out to me saying, how do you stay positive when this is all so chaotic? I'm taking steps behind the scenes to take care of my mental health even more, because it has been crazy. I am going through hormone replacement therapy as the world changes, as I'm tripling down on multiple facets of my work. So I'm excited to take on some new challenges to help my channel grow, but in order to do that, I am gonna have to post a little less. I'm trying to figure out if Thursdays or Sundays are gonna be the day. I'm not 100% sure yet. Let me know if there is do you prefer Thursdays or Sundays? I really have to go off of what works best for my own personal work schedule, but I always wanna hear from you guys too, so let me know below if you like Thursdays or Sundays better. Those are the 2 days I upload. I'm also open to any other day of the week if you have a different preference, but I'm gonna go down to once a week, and for a while I may teeter back and forth between uploading on a Thursday or a Sunday. I'm not sure which, but I will make it consistent because that makes it easier for me and easier for you to know. But just so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell, and then drop down to all, so that way you're always notified when I post, so that way you don't miss, in case maybe one day I need to upload on a Sunday versus a Thursday, then you don't miss out. But I'm really excited for that, and thank you so much for always supporting my little tiny channel here and keeping the positive vibes going, and thank you for always caring about me as much as I care about you guys too. Thank you. Now on to these faves and fails. I am in the process of trying this primer over and over again, and there are days that my makeup looks so good with this primer, and then there are days that I'm like, what happened to this face? Let's talk about this high-end pop-up item I got from Boxycharm. It is a Becca primer. This is the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer, and I was so excited for this, especially after loving this piece from Becca. This is the First Light Priming Filter. You guys know I love this. I've talked about this for months and months now. I have combined these two, and I think I like it that way, but I'm trying to discover how I feel about this on its own. So I'm gonna take a little bit more time with this, but I'm wondering if this is competing with some skincare. I am gonna talk about some skincare in this video too, because if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't follow me there, you can follow me right here so you don't miss out on what's going on behind the scenes, what I'm using, morning routines, all that good stuff. Oh, and yes, I cut and colored my hair. If you were on my Instagram, you probably saw that too. I was finally able to get into my salon safely for the first time. If you guys are newer here or you don't know where I live, I now live in Tampa, Florida, where we are a hotbed for COVID. It's been pretty crazy. I've been quarantining here in my tiny house since March, not an exaggeration. When I pick up my groceries from the grocery store, we do the curbside pickup. If we order lunch, we do curbside, touchless pickup. I'm always wearing a mask. All the things. So when I was finally able to get into my hairstylist, well, I couldn't even get into my hairstylist, to be honest. She's out on maternity leave, so I saw her best friend at the salon. Either way, I was like, cut it off, let's just get into it. This is the color that I got last year at the end of 2019 when I decided to cut my hair and go darker, and I added more choppy layers into it, which works well with my wavy curly hair. But I forgot to mention that at the beginning of this video. You're probably like, what happened to your head, Nichole? Oh, I got it cut and colored. And I made it a little bit shorter too for the summer months because it is hot here in Florida. So I'm just having fun playing with some hair too. But back to this primer. The primer itself, it does good things. Like today, I'm really liking it, but I didn't do some of my core face skincare things that I normally do. So I'm wondering if this competes with my morning serum. I'm still working through it and discovering. I don't want to like stamp it a fail or a fave just yet, but letting you know this is something I'm working on behind the scenes. Because I love the Becca primers. I feel like they look so good on my skin, but if I've got one that's not working out too well, I gotta do more investigating. The skincare that I talk about almost every morning on my Instagram, because I've been working on a new morning routine to kind of help a girl with her anxiety and stress. I know a lot of you have been feeling that too, not only with the weight of the world, but just life in general can really get to us. So I've been incorporating a morning routine for myself where I literally get out of my tiny house, I go out on my tiny house deck, sit under a little umbrella in my chair, listening to some morning manifestations, meditations, and I'm gonna get to more of those in a little bit. But I also do my skincare in the morning. I believe in giving yourself love first thing in the morning is going to be a great way for you to be able to have your cup full so you can give love back to the world the rest of the day. That's how I'm really starting out so many of my mornings for the past month. That's really what I've been focusing on, is my morning routine, skincare, mental health, all of that good stuff. So if you are not new here, this is gonna be so repetitive for you, but these are the skincare pieces that have been so good for my skin lately. I start my morning on the deck with my morning serums, and a lot of you know I love this. This is coming in an Allure box soon. I love this product. This is my Peach and Lily Glass Refining Serum. The reason I love this so much is because one, a little goes a long way, but two, it makes my skin really balanced out. It helps with the texture, it helps with some dark spots or age spots. It's not necessarily a brightening or whitening product necessarily, but I do believe it gives this nice luminosity to it that really helps my skin glow from even underneath makeup. I think this has done a beautiful job for my skin, and a lot of you have been reaching out to me and letting me know you've been getting this, or you got this, or you're excited to get this in the Allure box, because I love it so much. Some of you have already tried it for weeks on end now and you love it too. I got this in a Boxycharm, I think like 10 months ago, and I am still loving it. It's like down to here though. I'm gonna have to get another one or get that Allure box that's coming out. I think I'm just gonna buy another one because this is so good. We got a ton of moisturizers in like 2019, probably even in 2018 too. So I feel like my collection of skincare in that bathroom in there is a little serious. But one that I'm almost out of, and I may repurchase. I'm gonna use up some of my other things, or at least try some of my other stuff too. But this is so good for my very fickle skin right now. This is my IT Confidence in a Cream Moisturizer from IT Cosmetics. This stuff is so good. I always leave this piece on. That's just a Nichole thing. But I'm getting down to the bottom. I have been using this a lot. I've even started, because I am 36, I'm starting to kind of like be preventative in new, unique ways to myself. So when I'm on my deck in the morning, after I've applied my serums and I'm moving on to my moisturizer, I first let the serums kind of sit, soak into the skin. I pretty much go through at least like a whole meditation or a whole law of attraction video, whatever I'm doing that morning to help boost my energy and boost my mental health and keep my vibe high. I then go into my moisturizer, and yes, I apply little dots of it all over my face. I also intentionally put a dot on my chest and on my neck because I've always talked about rubbing that in, especially if you are a lady that is a little bit bustier. That area overnight can get crinkled and wrinkled, and we can be kind of rough on our skin there. So I'm definitely making that area a priority too. But also I've started moisturizing the backs of my hands too. I've always had like pretty, you know, I don't know, what do you want to call them? Are they good hands? I don't know what to call them. Anytime I've gone to get my nails done, a nail professional always lets me know that I have really good nail beds and really good hands. So I'm just like, I'll take that compliment, I'll take it. But I've been moisturizing the back of my hands too with this type of moisturizer because I don't want my hands to age any more than I want my neck or face to age. You know what I mean? I'm kind of showing other areas of my self-love and being mindful to prevent any age spots, really. Still love this, still using it, and I'm starting to get low on it. But before I get into any of those, before I even go out onto that deck out there in the mornings, the way I start every morning, at least for the past 3 weeks, month, is I've been using these Elemis face wipes. I take out half of one or a whole one, depending on kind of how my skin's looking. And then just even in here before I go outside, I just remove anything from the night. Now that could be night sweats, hi hot flashes, how you doing? Mascara under the eyes, oily skin because it's summer, humidity's high, sometimes we sweat overnight, whatever it is. I take one of those pads and kind of just clean off my whole face before I go outside and then go into my morning routine. That's just what I've been doing to work on my morning skincare routine and have a little bit of nature first thing in the morning where I'm kind of removed from an area where I'm at all day. I'm filming in here, I'm working in here, I do all the things in the day in here. So it's nice to be able to kind of like start your morning and then go outside and give yourself some TLC in more ways than one. Those are the skin pieces I have used over and over and over, and I'm really loving how it's making my skin look. Now I say that with a little blemish here, but I'm thinking that is from some stress that I'm going through. And I've been trying different makeup from Boxycharm. As you guys saw, my last video was the Boxycharm, Boxy Premium, Boxy Luxe. I was trying so many things on my face through that quick time frame, and some of it was skincare. So I felt like I needed a little recuperation. Moving on to the next thing of makeup. I have hit so much pan on this that I didn't even know it's pretty much empty, and I need to buy a new one. I need to order one online because I'm not going into any Walgreens anytime soon, but this is my CoverGirl Advanced Radiance Powder. It is quite literally gone. I've been scooping out this rim here like for the past 2 days, and I'm like, just order a new one. This is the powder I go into right now after my foundation and concealer. A lot of times I immediately need to set down my under eyes so they don't crease, and since it's really getting really humid here in Florida, I also like to do that to the sides of my nose, over my nose, and on my eyes as well, to like initially right after I do foundation concealer. This powder has worked really, really great for that. It provides a like small amount of coverage, but enough that it keeps everything smooth. It doesn't go into fine lines. It's really, really a nice product. And you guys know my skin has been very sensitive going through hormone replacement therapy. So this stuff has been amazing and something I swore by years ago. Got it again once CoverGirl was cruelty-free this past year. And now I need to repurchase. Look at all that pan. That's like full-on pan porn, right? I think so. My shade, if you're curious, was Creamy Neutral 110. I'm going to be repurchasing this ASAP. You know that's an endorsement when you see all that pan. Okay, so I've been switching up the powders that I've been using on my brows lately. Mostly because I'm looking for ease of use in the mornings, because when I am having a busy day, like knowing I've got to film or edit, knowing I have multiple Zoom calls, got lots of work to get done, I have just wanted a simple brow. So I've been gravitating a lot to powders. And a lot of you know I was loving the Brow Girl by Rima powder trio, and I still really, really like it, and I like the darker shades too when I have the darker hair. But I have rediscovered and now expressed more love for this older Boxycharm item. And I love when I can pull out my old Boxycharm items because I feel like it's like rediscovering an old friend. We're catching up. This is the Brow Gal by Tonya Crook's trio here. Got this, gosh, years ago. Don't even know how long ago. This is in the Convertible Brow 02. It's a wet dry convertible powder and pomade duo. I just use it with a brush though, and I don't really get it wet anymore. I did try it wet back in the day. Honestly, the reason for the switch, or at least the initial reason for the switch, was because I'll show you. I did hit pan on this baby, which tells you a lot. I must really love a product to hit that much pan on it. But this stuff is super loose and messy. I can hardly ever open this guy up without getting a ton of powder everywhere. And I don't even know if it's gonna pick up on camera, but every time I reach for it, I get pretty much the black and brown powders all over the place. Yeah, you can kind of see how it's sitting on top of this. It gets everywhere. As soon as you put your brush into one of these powders, it just gets everywhere. And the black powder is really hard to clean off things. Clothes, items, trust me, I know at this point. So really for ease of use, I was like, let's just go back into this really dark brown shade from the Tonya Crook's one and kind of move on. And then I just found myself constantly reaching for this, realizing I could make this a darker shade for my brows. I could get more pigmentation or tone variances from it. I've just been really appreciating rediscovering this baby, and that's the only thing that's on my brows today. And in person, it looks really good and natural. I always worry about saying that now, but then once I get through the power of editing and all of those things, I'm a little like, how's it gonna look when you guys see it in the final post? Hopefully it looks as good as it does in person, but it looks great. And I feel like I can tend to have a heavier hand and too big a brow or too squared off a brow with these, just because there's so much powder to it and it tends to get fluffed all over even a clean brush when I'm using it, that my brows can get bossier quicker with this product, just based off the fact that this is a much more loose powder, I guess, than this one. I still love them both, and I've still been kind of using both, but this has been the one that kind of stole my heart in June. It was just so much faster and easier to get the brows done and go. And we all know that's not my favorite part of makeup anyway. I mentioned blemishes earlier. I'm all over the map. I could be going on a better order than this. I'm all over the place. This is why I need more time to schedule these things out. The Mario Badescu drying lotion is something I discovered like 3 or 4 years ago, and I can't say enough about it. If you are a girl that gets acne, blemishes, hormone blemishes, which could also be where this came from, hormones, how you doing? This stuff is super easy. I've talked about it a zillion times, but if you've missed me talking about it, you take a Q-tip down through this clear liquid. Do not mix this. Take it all the way down to the pink part that is kind of like a calamine lotion look. You apply it directly to your skin after you've washed your face, when the pores are open, maybe from a hot steamy shower or something, and it helps zap the pimple like that, including some of those like deep welty big ones that are more cyst-like acne. It's even helped me with those. I've had to pull this out a couple of different times through June for stress issues, hormone issues, all kinds of stuff, and it just zaps them up for me really quickly. I love this stuff, and I had to mention it this month because I've had to pull it out a few times. I discovered this last month and did discuss it then, but really quickly, I have to make mention of this powder that I talked about from the Boxycharm pop-up again, because through so much of June, I think every time I was on camera, I had this powder on as a finisher piece before I came on camera. This is that Becca Pink Haze Soft Light Blurring Powder. Yeah, it has a pink tone to it, so if you are a little bit deeper skin tone than me, you may want to get one that isn't pink. I'm not 100% sure how that would work for you. I'm gonna do a little swatch here on the back of my hand, but it is so beautiful to honestly blur your skin and make everything look so smooth, glass-like and nice. Oh my goodness. Like even just the back of my hand right now in person looks like I put an actual blurring liquid on it, and I didn't. It's just a powder. So when you're adding these things to your face, this is for blurring for the start. This is for blurring for the end of your makeup. I mean, I just want to be blurred. I want to look like a filter, and these things really help. I really like these. With the amount of Zoom calls and close-ups that we're all doing right now, it's kind of like you guys are starting to feel what us YouTubers feel when we're like, oh man, how do I look up close like that? These help me. I do love those powders a lot. I had to mention it because I think I finished my makeup every single time in June with these powders. But also, as an oily skin girl living in a hot Floridian world, and now it's summer everywhere, powders really help you to keep your makeup on, including if you're out and you quickly need to have a mask on, but then later you've got a Zoom call so you don't want to have to reapply makeup or whatever. I'm not saying it's gonna completely keep your makeup on with a mask, but these have definitely helped me too, to have a loose powder at the end and then spray it down with like a setting spray. That really helps to keep your makeup on even if you've got a mask. My Boxycharm video kind of let you know some fails that I was having, so I'm just going to mention those two really quickly to get on to the rest of the faves here. But I can't even bring myself to retry this. This is that Touch and Soul eyeshadow palette. I feel like I should give this darn orange a try, but man, how uninviting does this look right now? I know that these neutral shades just don't show up at all in my crease, on my lid. This one was just the most disappointing, and you guys know I love an orange. Look at my nails. I love an orange. I just don't really know if this is gonna be for me. If I don't want to try it again within the next week or two, I just may get rid of it because I don't like to keep things stored. You guys know I don't like to hang on to stuff I'm not using. So we'll see, but this was a fail for sure. Along with the KVD Inkwell, the liner, I'm sure it's probably great when it's fresh and new, but I got a dried out one, so it's honestly just gonna hoard space. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss this now, let you guys know it was a fail. I have so many other liners in my collection and I don't use a ton of liners. She says with a liner that she's about to tell you about in her faves in a second, but you know what? Hold on to that thought. This one is just not great because it's dried out. I'm gonna get rid of this right now, but it's mostly because it was dried out, not because the product didn't work. I heard people that had the fresh product loved it. Mine was just too dry. All right, now that I finished telling you about a liner that I just decluttered because it was too dried out and it was a fail for me, I'm gonna now tell you about a eyeliner that I really like. I made a little order from Colourpop. So I've got some fresh things in here that I'm trying for the first time in quite a while. I wanted to get this last year and didn't, so when Colourpop opened back up, I went ahead and bought a few things. This is the Colourpop White Felt Tip eyeliner. I specifically got this because I was watching someone that does some meditation videos, law of attraction videos, and she had on this really beautiful white liner with some lashes, and it looked like such a fun summer color and look that I went ahead and was like, I want a good inexpensive white eyeliner. Who has one? Oh, Colourpop does. I better place an order because I need my no filter concealer. Anyway, that's really how it happened in my mental thought process of why I got that. I've gotten their eyeliners before. I've always really liked the quality of them. When I saw that they had some colors, was it 2018 or 2019 they came out with these like colored liners that weren't just black or whatever. I was really intrigued, and then I just didn't end up making an order, probably because I had too much in my beauty space from Ipsy, Boxycharm, all that good stuff. So this year I really wanted to play around with this, and I've already done a look or two that I think I posted on Instagram. I don't know if I have any pictures or not. If I do, I'll put it here. But I thought a white eyeliner was kind of a fun thing to do for summer, so I grabbed that. I also picked up two Lippies. Apparently they don't have my favorite formula anymore, and I didn't know that because I haven't purchased from them in a while, mostly because I just wasn't buying things. I have two Lippies here, both of the Pinky Nude Persuasion. This is Tattletail in the Ultra Blotted Lip. I hadn't tried any of these formulas, so I thought, why not try something? Let's put it over here. It does have like that moussey whipped feel to it, and it's a pretty springy summer color. Goes really well for the lips, and it feels like a moussey lip. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I just got them in. So I'm gonna be trying that, but the one that I keep reaching for is the Colourpop Velvet Luxe Velvet. Which way does it go? And it's in the shade Genie. It's really pretty. This one's a bit deeper, a little bit more of a dusty rose. This is what I have on my lips today, and it also has that moussey velvety feel. But what I like about this, and I'm gonna do this with my finger right now, it wears down to a nicer, more pigmented tone of my actual lip color. And I feel like it's just kind of like this nice fresh lip that kind of goes with any face look, any eye look, whatever you're looking for. So that's what's really nice about this one, and I keep reaching for this. Out of these two, I've been reaching for this one. So I gotta play with these some more, but right now, This one is definitely my fave at the moment. So I'm having some mixed feelings about a setting spray that I've had for probably 10-ish months. I'm not even sure. This is something, I can't remember if I got this from an Ipsy. Whoops, sorry guys, the camera overheated again. That's one of the reasons I'm so excited to start figuring out my new camera behind the scenes and all that good stuff so I can put out some better quality content for you. Don't constantly get cut off by this camera. It always overheats. This is the Truffle Therapy Radiant Dew from Skin & Co. like face mist. They call it an illuminating skin refresh mist. The way I've always liked to use this, and you can see I've had this over, no, you know what? I think I've had this over a year because I used this when I went to Miami last summer and it's halfway down now. So I've had this for over a year and I can't remember if I got it from Ipsy or Boxycharm. But what I like about this is the finished result. What I don't like about it is the spray and the way it lays on your face and what happens directly after you lay it on your face. The best way I have found to use this product is after I do the initial setting. And this is a great summer tip for oily girls if you forgot about it from last year. I told you about it then, but I'll tell you about it again. Foundation, concealer, put those on first, and then powder down your face with a loose powder, and then spray your first initial layer down. We are painting in layers. Pretend it's your nails for a second. This is the product I liked to put on as my first spray down, and then you finish the rest of your makeup, do one more loose powder down, and then I like to finish off my summer faces with my Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. And then that like locks your face in, oily skin girls, and girls trying to keep your skin, your face makeup on during wearing a mask. That technique could help too, doing it in those steps. But the thing about this that has always been an issue for me is the spray and how it rests on your face. It like droplets out, and I think I've shown this before in videos too, where when you spray it down, it has these huge thick pieces amongst the mist where it'll just stick to your face and it looks dirty. It looks bad on your face. I'm like, oh God, if it dries like that, I'm gonna have to start over. But it doesn't dry like a drop like you're worried it's going to. It just looks that way. Then your skin looks really, really radiant. And then, you know, as you're applying your bronzers, your blushes and all those good things over it, it just starts to really make your face all look really seamless and beautiful. But the process always stresses me out because I'm always worried that it's going to just have these huge droplets down certain areas of my face. But it hasn't. I think maybe once last year I had a struggle with it doing something weird in a certain area. But for the most part, it doesn't do that. But you have to like go out on a leap of faith with it. At least I do. So that's why for me this past month when I've been trying to redo that face routine to keep my makeup on longer in these humid days, this product gives me anxiety and I'm always worried about it. I think it's if you don't shake it up enough, that's when you could see some of the droplets down on your face sometimes. So shaking the shit out of it. I think this may have been an Ipsy product now that I think about it more. I can't remember. Do you guys have this? That's my biggest struggle with this, but it's a good product. I like Skin & Co. as a brand. It just kind of stresses me out a little bit, to be honest. Ooh, and one other thing that I got in my last Boxycharm, whatever from the last video, is this First Aid Beauty. It's the Bumpy Eraser Scrub, and this is so good on the body. That was a really long video, so if you missed me talking about it, I'm gonna bring it back in here because I have said even in my hysterectomy journey stories that my arms have always had bumps on them. Probably from hormones, probably from a lot of things that I'll never fully understand, but this product has really helped. Now, balancing out my hormones now that I'm on the other end of my hysterectomy journey has helped too, and I'm noticing now that I'm a year post-op, my skin is, you know, improving in a lot of ways, including getting rid of those bumps. But this is definitely making a difference with it too. It's helping it along, it seems. Even Adam was sitting next to me on the couch and I was like, I cannot get over how soft my arms are. Even in the areas that nobody else notices but me, I was like, it's getting so much better. And he ran his hand over my arms. Oh, it's overheating again. Just a second. Ugh. Now to get the framing back. This is why I'm so excited for my new camera, but I have to figure out how to use it all. Ah! These are the struggles you guys don't see behind the scenes every time, but now I'm showing you so you understand why I have to go down to 1 day a week for a while. I gotta work with my new tools and my new equipment. It's gonna save my life in the future, so I'm working smarter, not harder. All right, camera cut me off again, so I can't remember where I was at, but pretty much my husband even noticed last night while we were sitting on the couch together how nice my arms feel and that they're starting to really smooth out. And I really, you know, some of it's hormones, some of it's this, and I'm loving it. Okay, I think one of the last products I'm gonna be telling you about is also this little brush that I got. I got this in my Boxy Luxe, Boxy Premium, whichever box it was. This is the $1 Billion Brows Sculpting Brush. I don't use this side too much except for maybe if I'm gonna go under the eyes with that brightening powder. I am mostly loving and using this end of it that I know it confused some people, but this side I love to use for nose contour. You can really, it's so soft and long, bristled and bendable that it helps to eliminate those strokes on the nose that look like lines. You can buff, you can blend, and it works really well with like the contouring of your nose to get a nice nose contour. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll take the technique of like going around in a circle to kind of just go down because I do have a wider set nose. So for me, that's what I like to do to really like help narrow it and then take it up to the brow and all that good stuff. But it really helps for nose contour, and I've been leaving this brush that's dual-ended because I was like, where do I put this so I don't hurt some of the bristles? I've just ended up putting it next to my face contour palettes. Essentially, this is my little caddy here that has all of my contour palettes, and I just stick it next to this so I don't lose it and it doesn't get damaged by sitting in one of my brush caddies, because the other end could get damaged. That was the best I could come up with for that, and it seems to work pretty well for me. A few lifestyle things that I'm really excited to share with you guys. Well, there's gonna be a few linked below, actually. You guys know I recently did a video on some of my Amazon favorites, and I have been getting some different tops, some different little fun summer pieces. For instance, that yellow top that so many of you guys loved in my recent summer video, where it was that bright yellow off-the-shoulder cuteness. I love that little top. I'm going to be linking that in my Amazon recommended storefront down below. I do make a small commission off of that if you purchase from my links, but it's just like tipping your fellow YouTuber for doing the work for you, letting you know if something is quality versus crap. I'm going to be adding more and more of those things into my Amazon links that are recommended from you, including this top. I just got it today. If I like it, it'll be in the recommendeds below. If after a day or a wash I find out it's bad, I'm not going to put it in there, so that way it saves you guys the hassle. But some other things that I'm loving besides some fashion pieces, some things I was talking about in the beginning, where it's like helping your mind, especially during this stressful time. 2020 has challenged us in a lot of ways, and I know that's why a lot of you come to my channel, not only because we love to talk about makeup and Boxycharm, but we also love to be positive and look on the bright side of things. And that's another reason that I'm going to be doing a little bit more self-care and going down to 1 time a week for right now, because the world is so chaotic. My work is so busy. I want to come here and keep this a happy, safe place for everybody. So some of the techniques that I'm doing and things that you could implement to help your day. Oh my gosh, this camera. All right, overheated again. Sorry about that. But also, so many of you let me know that my positivity is really infectious for you and it really helps your week. So because I know I'm going to be going down to once a week and I'm still not sure which day I'm going to upload, it may vary for just a little bit until I figure out my whole routine. I wanted to give you guys some of the tools I've been using to really help, because I've talked about books that have really helped me, like You Are a Badass, How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living Your Most Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. I love that right now. I'm actually doing some other books right now. I'm kind of making my own summer reading list in my head. So once I have some more of those together, I might share those with you too. If you're interested, let me know. But I've also been focusing on my morning meditation time. That's something that Adam and I both kind of dabbled in meditation, but I've never been really serious about it. And through this whole COVID thing, through extra anxiety and stress and hormone replacement therapy, I've needed to take care of myself in new ways and be open to different ways. So I am taking some time in the mornings when I'm doing my skincare and all that stuff. Then I kind of just take a little me time while my skincare is working into my skin, and then going into a nice 15 to 20 minute meditation. The one that I really recommend if you're curious about looking into it yourself is the Ziva Online meditation. It is run and owned by a woman named Emily Fletcher, and if you do some Googling, I may leave one that I know of down below linked for you for just like a free, smaller, condensed version of what she does, just to kind of introduce you to it. I've been doing actually that meditation for probably 2 weeks now to kind of like reintroduce myself to that world of really allowing myself that me time in the mornings. So I will link that below. I really think that that has been helping. It's really been helping me to balance out my stress and see where can I give back today? How have I taken care of me to be able to have a full cup to give back to others? So I love that, and I wanted to share that with you. I'll also link below the Ziva online link. It is a little bit pricier, but it is a full course, and then you have full access to learning more about manifesting and getting deeper into meditation, all of those good things. I'll be linking that below as well. I've done the full class and really enjoyed it. I actually plan to redo it this summer as well to really kind of hone in on some of those things and get new fresh takeaways. I've also been reading more and watching more in the mornings, because sometimes when it's the first thing in the morning, I just want to consume positivity first thing. And I've been going to some law of attraction videos. I can link a few below because I've had some of you reach out to me since I've been posting about that on my Instagram. You've been like, well, which ones do you watch? Which ones did you get started with at least? So I'm gonna link a few of those below as well. And if that's not your thing, totally okay. I'm just being open to new ways to de-stress, take care of my mind, body, heart, and soul. And right now, these are the ways I'm starting my day. So I can start at a top, start at a high, taking care of myself. And then I feel like the rest of the day I can give back to my work, you guys, my husband, my friends, my family, and how, you know, just I want to be able to give back to everybody, but you have to take care of you. And so many of you I know don't take care of yourself. So if you make yourself a little bit of a priority, at least in a carved out portion of your day, and make that a ritual for yourself, that can really go a long way in your own mental health and journey and being positive through all this crazy chaos we're dealing with. And as I'm wrapping up this video for the week, what I really wanted to do was one of my normal shout outs. I love shouting you guys out every single month because you guys are my favorite part of the month, every month. But this month, I'm not going to give a name. I'm going to say a group of women that I know are going through a lot right now and needing some support. And I've had a lot of women this summer reach out to me for their own hysterectomy journey. Some of you are just now coming out of your hysterectomies. Some of you have messaged me even as of this morning before I turned this camera on, that tomorrow is some of you are going into a surgery. When I'm filming this, it's not gonna be tomorrow for you. It's already gonna happen. Some of you are telling me later in July and in August you're getting your hysterectomies and that my videos have helped you. So I have been reaching out to as many of you as I can right now on my Instagram and messaging. I'm sending you all so much love and support. And I just want to say the same thing that I've said to most of you in different unique ways, is just like, the hard part for you is going to be over. You really, once you get into that surgery room, all you need to do is show up, have a positive mindset, and go to sleep. Everything else is going to be handled for you. And then you're going to wake up, be on great meds that are going to keep you from pain. You're not going to have any pain through it. And then you're already on the road to recovery. So I know a lot of you are going through that right now and you're reaching out to me, and I'm sending you so much love and support. Keep your mind positive. Everything will be okay. I wanted to give you guys a special little shout out this month because I know so many of you are anxious and excited but nervous, and everyone's journey is different, but I'm so glad that I could help you during this time. And just remember that you are a badass and you got this. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening to me ramble, with me dealing with my technical difficulties, and for being so loving and supportive. It was a not easy decision for me to decide to go back to 1 day a week. In fact, I have been putting it off for pretty much a year and a half, almost 2 years now, to take care of myself more and to learn new things to make this channel grow and be even better. I'm going to be getting new equipment. I have new equipment. I'm going to be using new equipment. I'm going to be using new editing software, but I have to learn how to use it. And I just appreciate this community so much. I don't want you guys to think that I'm leaving, because I'm not. I'm still going to be here every single week with all of my fun, loud, weird, unique videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the bell, hit that all button so you don't miss out on all these fun, loud, weird, unique videos I'm going to still be putting out every single week. Bye, friends.